All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this exhibition match. We're here, and I'm still trying to figure out what to make of this match. Does it mean anything? Does it have any historical significance? Does the result matter? Probably not. But we're here anyway, and we're going to see what this is all about. Now, there are modified rules. I knew there was modified rules. I just didn't know what they were because I wasn't paying attention. But they'll probably hopefully tell us so I can tell you. So, yeah, we're watching Sabalenka versus Kyrgios. It's not the first time that a man and a woman have played each other in a match. It's just the first time in a while that they played each other in a match that's had this much publicity. Both of these players have said that this is going to improve the game, or at least maybe not improve the game, but it's going to help the game with exposure, and it's done that. A lot of people are talking about this. It's been very, very well publicized. Probably the most, I would say this, and this isn't a joke, I would say this match and maybe the Alcaraz Fonseca match, they've been the most high-profile exhibitions of the off-season, right? The most talked about, matches. Both of these players have been on like a world tour of interviews and social media and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, and I think at the end of the day, there's been a lot of negativity around this match for many reasons. But I think at the end of the day, whatever happens, we won't remember this. Or we'll just remember it, but we won't I don't think that the state of tennis is on the line. Not like it was in the 70s, right? When we had this where the namesake of this, if this exhibition was back in the 70s, there was a lot more at stake. Billie Jean King was playing for respect, right? Was playing for a lot more, and there was a lot of there's a lot more to that. You can go watch the movie that came out about it. You can go read a book. I'm not going to go through it. I'm too tired. But yeah, the only thing that this has in common with that is the name, and also that it's a man versus a woman. I don't think anything else can compare. So, that being the case, we're just going to enjoy this. We're just going to watch it. Doesn't matter who wins. Maybe it does to you. But I don't think it's going to... If Sabalenka beats Kyrgios, that's probably more... That will be maybe more celebrated. If that's the word. It'll probably be more celebrated because... More because of Kyrgios's polarizing comments of the last forever. I think more people would be happy to see Kyrgios lose than anything. So that's on the line, I guess. If Sabalenka loses, does it change anything? Not really. Why are you so nervous, bro? Are you talking to me? Do I look nervous to you? Enjoy the match. It's going to be fun. We're going to just watch the match. By the way, it's going to be best of 3 sets. Final set tiebreak. If it goes 3 sets, it'll be a 10-point tiebreak to finish, just like most exhibitions have been. And both players get 1 serve each, which I could be terrible. But this could be a really poor quality match if both of these players can't serve properly, and they just serve faults, and then we lose, like, points are over in 2 seconds because they just hit in the net. That could be awkward. So yeah. And apparently Sabalenka's side of the court is smaller. No, yes, her side is smaller. So Kyrgios has to hit into a smaller court. There was like a 9% small. Somebody in the chat knows. Hey, Sebi, thank you for 30 months. So yeah, so that's also a thing. I wonder how they got to that. How did they do it? We're going to make it 9%. What's the difference? Why 9%? These are the real questions we should be asking. What does 9% mean? Why? Why is it 9? Why isn't it 10? Why isn't it 7? That's what I want to know. That's the real question. Who did the math on this? Is Kyrgios 9% better than Sabalenka? Is that what they're saying? Is that what we came to? I don't know. These are the questions we need to know. What is the significance of 9? Anyway, is Kyrgios walking out first? He looks like he always does. Just waves to the crowd. Nearly catches on fire because the pyrotechnics almost lit his hat on fire. That was crazy. I tell you, there is a lot of people there, in the front row. It's well known that male tennis players are 9% better. Is that a scientific fact? Is that where I need to see the research on that? Who did their PhD on that? And I want to know. I want to read that article. I want to read that publication. Kyrgios just left hanging. That ball kid is like, I'm going for Sabalenka. Don't you high five me. Keys was left hanging. That's awkward. It's sold out. Well, there's no one sitting in the front row there, so I mean, maybe they bought the tickets, but they didn't show up. All right, here comes Sabalenka. Now, chat, you might think that I'm making fun of. I'm not taking this match seriously. Well, yes. Oh, they're doing some acting. Hang on. Sabalenka is not ready to come. Oh, wow. They're doing like a WWE, like, wrestling. Oh, wow. Sabalenka didn't come out of the tunnel. She's coming out from like, oh, wow. This is okay. Hey, look. I just said, what did I just say? You might be thinking I'm not taking it seriously. This is like, I don't know. What are we watching? Where's John Cena? You can't see him anyway. He might be there. We don't know. Sabalenka, this is what they should do in real life. Maybe not this, but like something like this they should do this. Sabalenka's wearing like a glittery trench coat. They're playing Eye of the Tiger. And she's coming out of the stands and I mean, Kyrgios walked out like nothing mattered. He was just like, oh, I'm here. And then Sabalenka's like, she should have bungee jumped in. Skydived. I mean, we could have taken this to a whole new level. She could have abseiled off the roof. That would have been something. I tell you though, only Sabalenka could do this. Only Sabalenka could do this. It's a fixed match and Sabalenka wins. How do you know? That is a glittery trench coat. Oh, the little kid almost got knocked over. Only Sabalenka could do this. Because if anybody else did it, it would seem odd. Who else could do this? Who else could come out WWE style in a glittery trench coat? Maybe Ostapenko. Is that Eddie Hearn? No, somebody else. Only Sabalenka, maybe Penko. Coco? Maybe Coco. Yeah, Coco could probably get away with it. But it's very, yeah. Not too many players can she should have done a victory lap. Personally, I think, you know. I'll tell you what, Keegs does look a little nervous, though. He is playing on behalf of every man in the world. He's playing on behalf of all men. I guess. I mean, if he doesn't win, I'll be disappointed. Oh, God. This is going to be a long night. Wow, the court is... Wow, okay, the court looks so weird. I mean, they have to cut it... 9% of the court is cut away, but it looks so weird. I'll tell you, as somebody who suffers from perfectionism, seeing the court not lined up is kind of triggering me. I don't like it. Why do they do that? I don't like it looks like the court is broken. There's something wrong with the court. I don't like it. It seems off. My OCD is triggering. Yeah. This is a problem. That's odd. They did 9%. Yeah, 9. There must be a scientific reason. What is 9? What is the 9? We've got to find out these answers. These are the answers, chat. 9%. Yeah. What's the format? They're playing tennis against one another. Just a tennis match. Why are we penalizing Aryna? We're not penalizing Aryna. She's got the advantage, I guess. She says 9% more tennis court to hit into. 9% doesn't seem much, though. Like, will it really matter? Not like, I don't know if that's it seems like a silly amount. I don't know. I don't think it actually, like, is it, if it was like 20%, that feels crazy, right? But 9% smaller, the court doesn't look that much smaller. Are the margins really, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. There's 1 millimeter in calls would be affected, I guess. Yeah, true. But also, like, I don't know. It seems like this much smaller on the side. It's like, is that really going to matter? Also, I've got to keep reminding myself that it doesn't matter because this is an exhibition. And, yeah. And taking it seriously makes you look silly, I think. Right? We gotta take it. If I start, like, overanalyzing an exhibition match, it's going to seem a little bit silly. Chat, give me your thoughts on this match. What are your thoughts? Do you care? Are you invested? I feel like it's hard to care about this match from the same way as like I think the players want you to care. Do they really want you to care though? I don't know. No, absolutely not. Just smile and enjoy it. Yeah, we'll just we'll just watch it. No one cares. Only care if Sabalenka wins. Looks like the crowd don't care. No, they care. They paid probably a lot of money to be there. Not invested, just good fun. Okay. I don't care, but quite excited about it because it'll be interesting. Okay. Dubai is soulless. Well, that's not what I said. I'm talking about this match. Looking forward to it. Not particularly invested once. Women are better at most things. Okay. If Kyrgios loses, men are done. I mean, that's what I'm nervous about. That's what I'm scared of. What does this mean for men? If Kyrgios does lose, I mean that's what that's I mean that's the real question, right? Where do we go from here? Where do we? What do we do? Do we give up? Do we find another sport to pursue? Do we just merge the tours and call it WTA? Now, Chad, if you don't understand sarcasm, this is sarcasm. All right, here we go. Oh, the court does look smaller from now that I'm looking at it properly. All right, 9% smaller, in fact. They've got one serve each. I don't know. I don't like this one serve thing. Anyways, good serve from Sabalenka. Let's see. Chat, who's going to win? Doesn't matter. Forehand goes into the backhand of Kyrgios. As with a forehand from Sabalenka in the net, and Kyrgios wins the first point. And it's 15. I love 15. Best of 3 sets. And a 10-point tiebreak if we need it. Something tells me we might need it. I don't know what that is. What tells me that? But I just feel like it goes the distance. This exhibition goes the distance. I don't know. Just a feeling. But 9% of me feels that. As with a forehand from Sabalenka to the forehand of Kyrgios, he shanks it. Or if that would have gone out anyway, even if he had the whole court. Anyways, 15-all. I tell you, not having doubles lines is really off-putting as well. Like, it's like the next-gen finals court. It's very odd. 15-all. Remember, they got one serve, so if they hit it at a fault, that's a double fault, pretty much. Well, you lose the point. 7 to the forehand of Kyrgios, backing now from Sabalenka. Kyrgios backhand on the stretch. Sabalenka backhand again, the backhand of Keegs. Sabalenka backhand cross-court again. Kyrgios gets it back. Sabalenka with the backhand down the line. That's a beautiful shot. 30-15, the crowd go wild for Sabalenka's backhand. 30-15. Also, they don't change ends because the courts are different sizes, so they're gonna stay down the same end the whole time. But they will have breaks. I'm sure they'll have breaks at the change. Like, they won't change ends, but they will have a sit down. Is this match fixed? I don't know. Probably not. As Sabalenka hits a fault, and that's a double fault. 30-all. Why are there different size courts? It's just to make it. I don't even know. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me either. To make it fair, but it doesn't seem like. I don't think it's that big of an advantage for a Sabalenka. Like, if it's going to be like 20%, you'd be like, okay, that's but like, does she need an advantage? Now we're taking it too seriously. Like, this is what I was saying. Anyways, backhand rally. Kyrgios backhand again. Into the backhand of Sabalenka. Kyrgios backhand again. Into the backhand of Sabalenka. Into the forehand of Kyrgios. The Sabalenka forehand cross-court. Kyrgios goes down the line with the backhand for Sabalenka cross-court. Great shot. 40-30. By the way, there are a lot of people there. It is busy. There's a lot of people. Sabalenka should have 2 serves. Why? I feel like the court size, and I'm no mathematician. Maybe there is some scientific research that has gone into this match, but I feel like the one, like, if Sabalenka had 2 serves and Kyrgios had 1, that's an advantage for sure, right? But the court size, it looks like it's an advantage, but I mean, maybe. Anyways, Kyrgios hits it in the net. It's 1-love. So I don't know. Anyways, Sabalenka holds 1-love. They should switch ends. They're not going to switch ends. 1 million on red Sabalenka. Okay. Steven!
Love the content.
Thank you.
Will you do a 26 prediction vid?
Maybe. Maybe. Bigger court means more options. Yeah, but I don't know if God, now let's take it serious for 1 second. I feel like Kyrgios doesn't need, like, he's not, okay, if you're talking about like Alcaraz, or you're talking about somebody who like rallies a lot and hits the ball in the corners, like if it was Demonor, I could understand that the court being smaller maybe it means that Sabalenka can get the ball back a little bit easier maybe, but I don't think Kyrgios' game is, like, he's got like the serve is the big thing, right? As Sabalenka hits in the return, it's 15 up. He's not really one to hit the lines. So I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Good serve out wide of the slice of Sabalenka. 400 from Kyrgios is a winner. 30 love. Also, Chad, I wonder if we'll ever get one of these matches again. 30 love. Also, again, I don't want to take this too seriously, but Sabalenka gets a lovely winner down the line, 30-15. I feel like only these two players could do this match. I don't think any other player on the men's side could be in this situation, because it is, if you've been reading any reports, this match is getting a lot of backlash, right? And I think Kyrgios, I don't think any other player, I don't know if I'm giving him credit or not, but like I think he is the only one that could do this on the men's side currently. And Sabalenka, I don't know if any, maybe there's a couple of players on the WTA side that could play. And I don't think there's too much. I mean, there's a little bit of criticism for Sabalenka's side for accepting to do this and stuff, but Kyrgios is really the only person that probably could do this match, and because he doesn't care, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't care about what people say. As we got a 4 now passing shot into the back into Kyrgios, back into Sabalenka into the net, and it's love 15. Bublik could? Nah, I don't know if Bublik could. I don't think Bublik's not as polarizing as Nick Kyrgios. I don't think Bublik playing a battle of the sexes match would make sense. Like I think Bublik he would lose more fans by playing. Whereas Kyrgios is kind of like, well, he's got a lot of people that don't like him. It's Sabalenka hits a fault, and that's a double fault. Love 30. Yeah. There's not too many players on the men's side that I think would could play and take the criticisms. Again, I'm not giving Kyrgios credit for that, but it's like it's on brand. Like this is on brand for Nick, right? Whereas I don't know if Casper Ruud playing against Sabalenka in a battle of the sexes match would be on brand for him. Does that make sense? Anyways, love 40. Runa? Nah, Runa's not controversial. Like you needed a controversial player who it felt natural. Anyways, that's a fault. There's 2 faults in the game, and that's Nick Kyrgios breaking 2-1. Djokovic? Nah. Osaka? On the women's side, maybe Osaka, but again, I don't think Sabalenka's getting, like, you could definitely change Sabalenka with somebody. Because there's a lot of players on the WTA that would not, I don't think it doesn't really ruin this match doesn't affect their, like that, there's a less on the line for Sabalenka tonight. Whereas Kyrgios losing, if you're taking this really seriously and you believe that he is playing on behalf of every man in the world, then there's a lot at stake. Whereas Sabalenka, if she wins or loses, it doesn't really matter. If she wins, cool. If she loses, oh well. It's not a big deal. By the way, if you are going to make jokes, make sure you say lol after it, because otherwise I'm going to read comments and I'm going to think you're serious. especially when you say men need this. Please be joking. Because I am. Everything I've said so far is a joke. Anyways, 3-2-1. So, Kyrgios faults. All right. I'll tell you this. On a slightly more serious note. It doesn't feel like Kyrgios is holding back. He is going for it. And Sabalenka she's losing, but she is like, Kyrgios is not playing nice. Sabalenka hits a volley in the net, 15-0. Like, Kyrgios he is in the rallies, he is playing, like, he's not playing nice. Maybe it's the 9% of the court. He's nervous. I don't know. Also, because there's only one serve, he isn't serving first serve bombs because why would he? Like, serving a big first serve and missing, you lose the point. So he's serving, like, hard second serves, I would say. Anyway, Sabalenka comes to the net again. Kyrgios with the backhand in the net, 15-30. Oh, the match is delayed. Sabalenka already won. Oh, thank you for that. You just watched it live. Well, we can all leave now. Thank you for telling us. 15-30. As with a serve down the tee, the forehand of Sabalenka, return the backhand to Kyrgios. Sabalenka backhand. Into the backhand of Kyrgios on the stretch. Sabalenka goes again cross court. Kyrgios gets it back. Sabalenka forehand. Into the slice of Kyrgios. Sabalenka backhand cross court again. Good shot. Kyrgios gets it. Sabalenka slice in the net. Damn, Sabalenka played a good point. She knows it. 30-all. I'll tell you, Sabalenka's making Kyrgios work as well, which is she's making him move. Like, he is having to do a lot of running, and for somebody who hasn't played much tennis, he's, I wouldn't say he's tired yet, but he could get fatigued. You can tell that Kyrgios is going to be fatigued if he starts serving 300 kilometers an hour. Then you know, like, okay, shit, all right, well, he's a little scared, you know. He serves a fault. Oh, okay. 30-40. He's kind of breathing a bit heavy too, Nick. I'm not going to... He's looking a little tired. 30-40. Kyrgios serving volleys. And the volley is too good. And we get the deuce. I don't know if it's sudden death or not. Oh, did Sabalenka hit the ball at him? Kyrgios is on the ground. Kyrgios is playing the I'm 30 years old and my life is over card. I'm old and I can't get up. All right, deuce. I don't know if it's sudden death or not. Is Sabalenka moaning as usual? Nah, she's just playing tennis. All right, here we go. I have no idea if it's sudden death. Either way, we'll find out in like a second. As Kyrgios serves, into the back of Sabalenka, return the back of Kyrgios here. It's a drop shot in the net, and I think it's advantage. It is. Advantage. Again, I don't think the 9% court is really changing things, but Kyrgios is hitting drop shots and serve and volleying. I mean, he's in trouble. Kyrgios gets broken. I think the one serve is definitely what's the word? Equalizer. That's for sure an equalizer. Like, that's a good rule, I guess, if you want to make this... If you want to make this, like... If you don't think it would be competitive with two serves, right? The one serve is definitely more of a factor than the smaller court, I think. Yeah. Because even though Kyrgios is serving big second serves, like he's not serving soft. But he's definitely, as he hits that one wide, 15 love. But again, when the rallies start, Sabalenka is making Kyrgios work. Like, Sabalenka is not... Like, when the rally starts, she's not getting... Like, she's not just, getting beat off the ground strokes. And if you remember, again, I'm taking this really seriously right now. Sabalenka went down, but she's all right, 15-0. If you go look, I think it's like during the slams, they record like forehand speeds and stuff like that. Most of the ladies have harder, on average, or at least some of the top ladies, Sabalenka included, have harder forehands than the men. That's not just like, a one-off. That's they hit the ball flatter. And they hit the ball harder on average. So Kyrgios, unless he starts playing like Rafa, which is probably not like something that Sabalenka would be used to, he won't play like that. But, that's like Keegs is going to hit with more spin, but he's probably not going to hit her off the court. The serve is would be the only factor, which is kind of neutralized because there's only one serve allowed. Again, taking this really seriously for 1 second. As Kyrgios hits a forehand winner, 15-30. And I'll tell you, also physically, Sabalenka is probably better, like right now, has a better endurance. So if this match does go a while, Sabalenka is probably fitter than Kyrgios right now. So there is a chance that Kyrgios does get tired. 15-30. As the backhand return goes back in, Sabalenka forehand from Kyrgios sliced. He's hitting all these slices as well. As trying to mix it up. As a backhand from Kyrgios again. Sabalenka down the line. Kyrgios gets with the forehand into the backhand of Sabalenka. Kyrgios backhand again. Sabalenka backhand cross court. Kyrgios gets it on the stretch. As Sabalenka down the line in the net. Oh man, she played another good point. She's really pushing Kyrgios out wide with that backhand, making him really stretch. Because remember, Keegs is not quick. Like, he's not the quickest man on tour. He's not like Demonor. He's breathing heavy too. This is... You want to know the rules, bro? It's tennis. They're playing tennis. They only get one serve, and Sabalenka's side of the court is smaller. That's it. Other than that, it's the tennis. 15-40. How is Kyrgios tied after 4 games? Because he hasn't played. And he's playing the best player in the world. Put some respect on Sabalenka's name. She's the number 1 in the world for a reason. As Kyrgios hits that one wide, it's 30-40. Yeah. He's playing the best player on the planet. On the women's side. It's not like, it's Aryna Sabalenka, who hits the ball very hard, and also hits the ball very accurately too. I mean, Sabalenka's not just hit power; she is very precise. Like she hits it with power as Kyrgios gets the break again. 3-2. She hits the ball hard in the corners. So again, that's awkward for anybody to play, especially somebody who's played like hardly any tennis. And isn't really known for moving well. Like he's not. Kyrgios is not. He's not Alex de Minaur, right? Kyrgios got to be trolling. I don't think he is. There's nothing that I've seen here where I'm like, oh yeah, Kyrgios is not playing serious. He is. I can say with certainty all tie breaks with Kyrgios winning in the end. Okay. He is trolling. How? This is embarrassing. Look, I get it. The stakes are high for men. Mr. Battle, the stakes are high. I get it. If Nick Kyrgios loses this match, where does that leave us? What do we do as a gender? If Kyrgios loses, I don't know. Where does that leave us? Does that leave us irrelevant? Do we have to leave the planet? Is that why Elon wants us to go to... Are we going to Mars? Do we have to leave? That is the question. Are you woke? No. Are you okay? 3-2. Sabalenka gets a backhand winner. Love 15. Jupiter is cooler. All right. Well, some of us might be going there. Chad, we can't take this too seriously. Come on. Anyways, good return to Sabalenka again. All right, love 30. Those returns, Sabalenka's hitting those properly. All right, love 30. As Keeg serves down the back into Sabalenka. Kyrgios with a drop shot. Those shots aren't really working as Kyrgios hits it in the net. Love 40. I'll tell ya, again, taking this seriously for like half a second, Kyrgios' serve is not effective. And he's hitting drop shots thinking that's going to work, and it's not. As he hits a 4-1 winner that time, 15-40. But yeah, Kyrgios is... he's trying to like drop shot. Like, it's funny too. It's interesting too because he's not hitting big bombs because, you know, he's only got one chance. But he is hitting with a lot of spin. So the ball's definitely... And look, Sabalenka probably hasn't seen... Like, on the women's side, they don't really hit the kick serve so aggressively, right? So Kyrgios is playing... It's funny because, you know, you'd think that, okay, well, if he's trolling, then why is he hitting kick serves? Because he knows it's going to probably help him. Anyways, 30-40. As the return goes in the forehand to Kyrgios, backing out from Sabalenka. Kyrgios backing on the stretch. Sabalenka down the line. Kyrgios gets it with the forehand cross court. Sabalenka goes down the line off the tape. As Kyrgios backhand to the forehand to Sabalenka, who shanks it. Goes in. Drop shot Kyrgios. Sabalenka gets it, puts it down the line for a winner. Again, Kyrgios with these drop shots is a bad tactic. It is not working. That's a shiny blazer. That blazer is sparkly. All right, 3-0. Carlos and Sinner play other guys with smaller court. I don't think the court size is actually mattering. There's been times where Kyrgios has missed the ball where it would have gone in, had it like a couple of shots. He's made errors where it would have gone in if the courts were bigger, but overall, I don't think it's made that much of a difference. Like, he's hitting the ball in the net, and and Sabalenka's overpowering him at times. And it was 3-0. As a man, I'm getting so scared. That's all right. Start packing your bags. I'll meet you at the space station in 3 hours. We have to leave the planet. That's what the stakes are high. Sabalenka faults. Love 15. He can't help a drop shot because he's tired. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think he's probably didn't expect this to be so physical so early. And hitting those drop shots is definitely I don't want to play these long rallies anymore. Like, that's trying to get out of the rally. Why is Kyrgios not participating in the United Cup? I don't know. Probably wasn't chosen because De Minaur's playing. That's why. Anyway, slicing that by Keegs, 15-0. Please check if we can stream WTA matches on Mars. I'll ask. I'll get back to you. Yeah, Kyrgios looks stuffed. Serving to the back into Kyrgios. 4 now from Sabalenka. That's a great shot. God, that made him look like... I don't know if Kyrgios is taking this too lightly, but... He does not look ready for this. Like, Sabalenka's hit the ball. Like, she is playing like she's playing against, you know, Coco Gauff in the French Open. Well, actually, bad example. She played terrible that day. But she's playing like it's a Grand Slam final. I mean, she's playing as well as she would against any top player on the WTA. As Sabalenka gets lucky off the net, 40-15, and Kyrgios is like, why are you making me run? And Sabalenka's dancing in his face after that. Hit the lead court, said, I'm sorry. Not really. I'm going to do a TikTok dance. 40-15. By the way, thank you for those who are becoming members. Appreciate it. Even luck is against the men. Hey, look, we had a good run. You know what? On behalf of this is something to all the men. Remember it was, you know, we had a good run. And don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened or something. I don't know, what's the quote? 40-30. It feels fixed. It would if you think that Sabalenka had no chance. It would feel fixed if you were taking this seriously. Whatever. Yeah. It's a good attitude to have. Anyway, it's 40-30. Sabalenka's already hit 5 faults, which means 5 double faults. So she's given away a lot of free points. Kyrgios is also... Oh, she just hit another one. All right, deuce. Kyrgios is trying hard and can't beat Sabalenka. Considering how Kyrgios is the man with most talent, this proves Sabalenka could beat Sinkeraz. All right, well, let's relax. That's a wild statement. That's a crazy thing to say. Anyways, deuce. Stats aren't working. Yeah, because the stats don't really matter. As we get a return now from Kyrgios in the back of Sabalenka. As Kyrgios down the line to the forehand of Sabalenka. Forehand from Kyrgios into the back of Sabalenka. We should have made a bingo card for this match. Nobody yet has said, is the reason Kyrgios is losing is because Sabalenka's grunting is illegal. I haven't heard that yet. The reason why nobody's brought that up. Maybe Kyrgios has never faced somebody who grunts so loud, and that is why he is in trouble. He is distracted, and this is illegal. This is cheating. Because that's the only possible explanation. Backhand rally. Hey, Chad, it's either all a joke or none of it is. Anyways, forehand slice from Keegs. Sabalenka, though, kind of let herself down in this game. She's hitting those double faults, or those faults. And then Kyrgios breaks again. 4-3. Kyrgios is breathing so heavy. Like, he looks like he's just... He might start cramping. He might need a medical timeout, but you're not allowed to get one. Wait, are you, though, for cramp in an exhibition? I'm sure Sabalenka will allow it. But yeah, Kyrgios is legitimately tired. He's going to play 2 sets. If he was like this in the second, I'd be like, oh, okay. We've got another set out there. He's going to lose the second 6-love at this rate. But yeah, Sabalenka's serve is the problem. By the way, who are these famous people or randoms? They're just randoms. Oh, no, they're famous. Are they famous? Who are these people? But yeah, Kyrgios is... he is not looking super... he's not looking super fresh out there right now. He looks knackered. I know, right? Crazy. But then again, fair enough. That's what happens when you underestimate Sabalenka. You know, thinking that he was just going to come out here and play some tennis, have a friendly hit of tennis. Sabalenka's making him run. Who the hell are they showing? Should I know who they are? Oh, is it Kaká? The footballer. Is that him? Is that who it is? I think it's Kaká. Or another guy. Somebody else. Oh, it was Ronaldo and Kaká, the Brazilian Ronaldo. I didn't see him, but that's cool. Do you think Kyrgios is giving full effort? Yes. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, there we go. Brazilian Ronaldo's in the house. I'll tell you, he had some wild haircuts back in the day. Anyways. You say Kaká like a crow? Yes. Isn't that how you say it? Ronaldo loves tennis. Yeah, I've seen him play, like seen him in videos, practicing and stuff, like playing. Did Patrick Mouratoglou do like a thing with him? Maybe that's where I saw it. But yeah, I've seen that Ronaldo gets on the tennis court. 15 love as Kyrgios hits the forehand to the slice of Sabalenka. She can't get it. 30 love. The original Ronaldo. 30 love. As Kyrgios serves out wide, the 4 to Sabalenka. Sabalenka the net, 40 love. I'll tell you again, taking this seriously for 1 second. The only difference between these two players is Sabalenka's serving. As he does an underarm serve, Kyrgios, Sabalenka gets back, but hits a wide, 5-3. Yeah, Kyrgios is definitely fatigued. Leon!
Cam Sweat smile. Does Kiggs need a Sensei Bean DBZ reference?
Yes. He definitely does. Chat, you probably can relate to this because I can. You know when you're like, maybe you're doing something that, shouldn't be so hard and, it should be considered, you should be good at it or easy, right? And then all of a sudden you find out that you have to try a little harder than you probably would have expected to do. And you get a little tired and you have to try and pretend like you're not. Like if somebody asked me to do 50 push-ups, right? And I'm like, I can do 50 push-ups. And then you do the 50 and you're like, no problem. Like that's where Kyrgios is right now. He's like, I'll take on Sabalenka. No problem. And right now he's pretending like he's not tired. Like he's trying to pretend, trying to keep it no sweat. It's all good. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Like that's what he looks like right now. Like he's trying to show that he's not tired because if he does show that he's tired, it's probably not a good look for him. He probably feels like it's not a good look for him. That's where he's at the moment. He's clearly exhausted, but he's putting on a brave face. By the way, why is everyone talking about Kyrgios being bald? Who cares? Love 30. As we return now to the 4 to Sabalenka. 4 from Kyrgios. In the net? Or did Sabalenka hit it long? Sabalenka hit it long. Love 40. Why is it called bigger on one side? Because those were the rules. 9% bigger, a smaller court for Kyrgios. All right, set points for Keegs. Sabalenka serves the back of the Kyrgios. Return goes long. 15-40. And again, the only difference has been the serving. Like Sabalenka's missed a lot more serves, which has meant she's lost points. By the way, the person who's laughing about female tennis, you need to get a life. 15-40. Bro came in here like the WTA was on the line. It's okay. I get it. There's been a 4-1 winner 10 on the line from Sabalenka, 30-40. Who hurt you? Are you okay? It's all right. Don't worry about it. You'll find somebody else. 30-40. Great shot from Sabalenka. Still set point for Keegs. 30-40. Is Kyrgios taking this seriously? I mean, he is sweating like crazy, so I would say yes. Like he is drenched in sweat. Anyways, drop shot in the net by Sabalenka. And Sabalenka was, again, at 3-all, I think 40-15. Just let the serve let her down. But Kyrgios is drenched. So I would say yes, he's probably... The fact that he's mouth breathing is probably a sign that he is either a very good actor or trying his best, or at least trying hard. Does the match look even to you? Again, like I said, Sabalenka was at 3-all 40-15. Had she not have missed those serves, she was definitely very competitive. I think, again, I hate doing this because I think it's more fun just to make fun of this match and not take it seriously. But if we were to take it seriously for just a second, I think at the end of this, the 9%, I don't think the court size is making much of a difference. Okay, maybe Kyrgios is looking down the other end and scared that he's going to overhit it, so he's not hitting as hard as he would. But I don't think he is. I think he's hitting about the same as he would in a normal match against anybody else, right? But the serve is definitely a big factor. So, like, if you were to, like, break this down into, like, the simplest thing, the biggest difference between men and women's tennis is the serve. And I don't think that's even a revelation. I think we already knew that. We didn't need this match to tell us that. We already knew that. I mean, you know, speeds and all that stuff. But, yeah, neutralizing, like, having this rule about the one serve, even though Sabalenka lost that set 6-3, and it didn't help her, it's definitely helping her on returns. Like, she broke Kyrgios, like, twice in that set. So, the serve is definitely, like, when the serve is not in play, like, not a factor, it's a lot closer than maybe people would have thought. It's not, again, it's not like Kyrgios is just blasting Sabalenka off the court on the ground strokes. Like, Sabalenka is in these rallies. It's the serve that's the difference. And if Sabalenka had the two serves, I know why they did the one serve thing, but if Sabalenka did have two serves, well, then again, it didn't really, again, the difference was that she did hit a lot more faults. He's playing at 40%. Are you watching this match? Love 15. As we do return now from Sabalenka. Goes long, and it's 30 love. But he ripped forehands, wouldn't he? He has been ripping forehands, though. And Sabalenka has been good defensively. Like, it's not like he's not hitting winners, but as he hits a terrible underarm serve, and Sabalenka's like, get that shit out of here. That is trash. You're not going to embarrass me with an underarm serve. I'm the number one player in the world. I've won more slams than you could imagine. How dare you underarm serve me? Who do you think I am? Anyways, that's exactly what she thought. Anyways, Kyrgios drop shot in the net. The drop shots are not a tactic. It's a get out of this rally shot. He's tired, Kyrgios. He is not hitting drop shots because it's a great tactic. Sabalenka is not slow. 30-all. As we back in return from Sabalenka into the forehand of Kyrgios. Sabalenka backhand again. The forehand of Kyrgios hits another drop shot. Sabalenka might get this one. She does. And then Kyrgios with a pass. Sabalenka volley. Oh, it's in the net. Again, the drop shot didn't work. All right. 1 in the chat if you're taking this seriously. 2 in the chat if you don't really, you're just like kind of just watching it for no reason, just because. I want to know who's serious, just so then when I see their messages, I don't I don't worry. Anyway, Sabalenka with a slice. Is it in? What a shot! And even Kyrgios is like, yeah, too good. That will be shown for generations. That was a generational forehand. There's no way you can say that Kyrgios took that. I mean, the volley was, he could have hit the volley harder, but then maybe not. He hit the volley decent, and Sabalenka still made him look silly. God, Kyrgios is like just the sweat patches. Don't say 6-7. Or do say it. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, deuce. I'm only watching because of commentary. Thanks. Kyrgios hits a lovely forehand cross-court winner. One of the only winners he's really hit in this match. He hasn't hit too many winners. I'm not happy with the BBC commentary. What are they saying? Are they taking this match seriously? That's what I want to know. Anyways, Kyrgios with a terrible drop shot, but it's going to be good. And oh no, Sabalenka gets it, and then Kyrgios volleys it away. Again, Kyrgios is drop shotting, and it's really not. Again, he's drop shotting too much. He's getting away with it a little bit, but it's still like you can tell that he's drop shotting, not because he knows it's going to win the point. It's more just like, I don't want to play these rallies anymore. Get me out of here. Cam, is this match advertised an exhibition or a serious match? An exhibition. If it was a serious match, it would have like, I don't know. It's an exhibition. Yeah, sorry, Anaconda. It was hilarious. It was really good. It wasn't like a sequel or a reboot, but it was. It's really well done how they did it. I thought it was really funny. BBC is taking this seriously. They have professionals on. Okay. Best match of the year. So entertaining. That was a joke, right? Are you going to go watch Avatar? Nah. I don't have 4 days to watch it. Oh, by the way, yeah. The second that somebody says Andrew Tate, you know that they're serious about this match. Anyway, slice goes in from Sabalenka. Kyrgios with the pass. Sabalenka volleys it away. It's 15-love. Guy said Andrew Tate. What is it, 2022? Bro, it's 2026 in like a couple of days. You gotta get with it, man. Dude, you've been in the manosphere too long. You gotta get out of the manosphere. You gotta get back into reality, brother. Yeah. Women are never satisfied. Speak for yourself. 15-love. Bro's just can we get rid of this guy? 15-love. Get rid of this guy. This guy's taking it too seriously. It's not funny. 30-love. That was 5% out. Oh god. Anyways, 30-love. I'm here because somebody said we're going to Mars. We are. If Kyrgios loses, men are being evacuated from the planet. That's what's at stake. Ah, 40-love. With all due respect, there's something you don't understand about tennis. There's a lot I probably don't know about tennis. 40-love. As the backhand return goes back to Sabalenka. 4 now slice from Kyrgios. As we get a drop shot. Oh, Kyrgios nearly fell over. That could have been sketchy because Kyrgios almost fell, like almost slipped and could have rolled an ankle or something. All right. He's okay though. Yeah, he slipped over. That could have been nasty. Anyways, 1-0. All right, back to Kyrgios. Is Kyrgios going to play the Australian Open? He needs a wild card. So I'm going to say maybe. I think I read that there's 3 wild cards left for the men, and I don't think Wawrinka's gotten one yet, so he'll probably get one right if he's going to play. As Kyrgios hits a forehand in the net, good drop shot from Sabalenka, love 15. So he needs a wild card because something tells me he's not playing qualies. I don't think he's going to go play qualies. Not because he's like, too good for it, but more that it's that he probably just doesn't want to risk playing 3 qualifying matches with injury because he's not. He may never be back to 100%, right? He may always be physically. I mean, he's got his wrist strapped up, so he kind of needs a wild card. Otherwise, he's gonna he doesn't want to play qualies. Love 30s. Kyrgios hits another drop shot in the net. Love 30. But yeah, so he hasn't got a wild card, but there are wild cards still up for grabs, so we'll see. And I think also Tennis Australia probably don't want to give him a wild card, or Australian Open. Don't want to give him a wild card if he doesn't play beforehand, because if they give him a wild card and he doesn't play the tournament, what a waste. So they're probably waiting to the last second. Also, they're probably waiting to see if he plays in Brisbane, because if he plays in the singles in Brisbane, if he plays in the singles in Brisbane and doesn't get injured, they're probably going to give him a wild card, even if he loses. You know. All right, 15-30. As Kyrgios, what is with this? Is anyone else having problems with the glitchy footage? I can't tell. What's going on? 15-40. By the way, John Dixon, you need to stop taking things so seriously. It's 9%. You need to take things 9% less serious. As that goes out by Kyrgios. Video's glitchy for you? Okay, it's not just me. Okay, good. Watching from Portugal so far, it's been a good game. Kyrgios will either be very tight at the end or win easily at the end. Let's see. Well, he's definitely tied, isn't he? My video is glitching on BBC. Okay, so it's all glitchy. By the way, Deb's here, yeah. Yeah, it's all like, they're super glitchy. I need Kyrgios to win something. It's been so long. Okay. Problem with the picture? Yeah. All right. What am I watching it on? I'm watching it on Australian TV. This has been advertised as like the part of the Australian summer, which is so weird because I don't think anybody's watching this in Australia. But this has been like part of the Australian tennis schedule. It's like the first match of the Australian summer, which is weird because it's not in Australia. Hey, Dominic, thank you for the 18 months. Oh, now my screen's gone black. All right. Love 15. It's glitching pretty hard, yeah. It's also glitching, yeah. So everyone's having the problem. It's glitchy as hell. Is there even a 20% chance that Djokovic wins the AO? I think he has a very good chance. Yeah, he's probably the third favorite behind Sinner and Alcaraz. Glitching here too, yeah. It must be past midnight. Yeah, it's 4 in the morning. I woke up to watch this, which I'm. If I had woken up to watch this and nobody was here giving a shit about this match, then I would have been disappointed. But there's a lot of people still interested in this. Maybe not some. I mean, again, I think the result is kind of whatever. But yeah, a lot of people are here to see what this is all about, I guess. So that's good. So it's been worth waking up at 3 a.m. Backhand Kyrgios goes into the forehand of Sabalenka, 15-30. Sabalenka comes to the net. Kyrgios with a good backhand passing shot. 15-40 to get back on serve. $15.40. I don't know how many breaks Kyrgios is. How many times Kyrgios has been broken, but he's been broken at least 3 times. You sat awake to watch this? Fair enough. As we just serve into the forehand of Kyrgios, return goes out. 30-40. 30-40. Now, Chad, if we're going to get serious for just 1 second, would you like to see this again? Is this something that you would want to see again? Bring this back next year? Or one and done? All right. Sabalenka's serve gets the deuce. No, no, no. Yes, no, no. Zero interest, to be honest. Imagine Sabalenka... Wait, what? 0 and done for me. It's not necessary. No, yes. Especially if they take it more seriously. I'll tell you, they're taking this as seriously. They are taking this serious. As Kyrgios hits a drop shot in the net. Advantage Sabalenka. But someone else, Swiatek instead. They say no, but won't stop watching now. Yeah, I think, well, I mean, look, you can't blame. I mean, I'm watching this. I don't care who wins or loses, and I haven't really cared about this event for the entire time it's been advertised. But I'm still watching it. As that goes out by Sabalenka, back to deuce. Yeah, big moment for Sabalenka. She needs to hold. It needs to be done more, in my opinion. But I don't know. But why? That's the whole thing I've had about this. When this was announced, I was like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, what are we doing this for? That's what I want to know. I'm more asking the people that are like taking this serious, right? Why? Why are you taking this serious? I want to know. Maybe I'm missing something. Good shot from Kyrgios and it's advantage Keegs for the money. Well, that's okay. But like, why? No, why are people taking this seriously? If you are like invested in this match, besides the fate of mankind, you know, for the science. Okay. Advantage Kyrgios. Yeah, curiosity factor. Yeah. But again, I get that. Fair enough. All right. Anyways, good shot from Sabalenka. We're back to deuce. Interesting, but here for the laughs. Yeah, I'm just here for the laughs as well. All right, deuce. Sabalenka serves again. Sabalenka serves. Into the forehand of Kyrgios. Return the forehand to Sabalenka. She hits it down the line. Good shot. Kyrgios slicing the net. Again, those shots are really testing Kyrgios. He is not, like, he's not moving well. He is tired. It's best of 3, but with a final set tiebreak. So if Sabalenka wins this, they play 10 points. 10-point tiebreak. But advantage Sabalenka. As a backhand return goes the backhand to Sabalenka. Backhand now from Kyrgios. Sabalenka slice. Into the forehand of Kyrgios, who hits it wide. That would have gone in had the court been bigger. So there's one shot that probably would have... The 9% made a difference that time. Kyrgios argued with the umpire in an exhibition. Of course he is. All right, 3-1 Sabalenka. Why was it so big for Billy versus Bobby? I mean, many reasons. Is that Khachanov? Is Karim Khachanov in the... Is that him? Is he coaching Sabalenka? I can't tell. Is that Khachanov? Like, legit? That's crazy. What a traitor. Traitor. Hang on. He should be coaching the guy. I think, right? What a traitor. He's not allowed to come to Mars with us. That's crazy. Oh my God, Kyrgios hits an underarm serve in the net. What a waste. Love 15. Yeah, he wants to stay on Earth. God, all right. Anyways, love 15. Kyrgios and Khachanov have beef? Do they? I know they played some epics. A couple of years ago when Kyrgios was sort of up the top, they played some epics. Oh, but Sabalenka almost smoked through Kyrgios there. Love 30. Sabalenka laughing as she hits the ball at him. I love 30. Yeah, Khachanov and Kyrgios played an epic in Australia. They also played an epic at the US Open in, I think, 2022. Sabalenka back in the net, 15-30. $15.30. As we're backhand return, that's a good kick serve out wide. Kyrgios forehand, Sabalenka gets it back, but it's in the net. 30-0. I remember 2022 US Open. Kyrgios was having one hell of a season. They produced an epic. Yeah. I mean, that was a massive opportunity by Kyrgios because he beat Medvedev, who was defending champion world number one, and had Kyrgios beaten Khachanov. Had he have beaten Khachanov, there was a big chance he could have made the final and taken on Alcaraz. Because remember, Khachanov played Rude in the semis, and then Rude made the final. So there could have been a chance there that Sabalenka's just doing a dance here. Is it 30-all, or did they? What happened? So they're having a dance break. But yeah, Kyrgios was. He beat Khachanov in that match. He might have made the final of the US Open as well. And played Alcaraz. Now, that would have been a match. That would have been crazy. I'll tell you, thank you to the people giving us a laugh today, who are really invested in this match. I appreciate the laughs. Thank you for keeping it fun for the rest of us. 30-0 as Kyrgios. I don't know what that was. It was a dance break. Literally, it's a dance break. All right, 40-30. As a backhand return, goes in the backhand to Kyrgios. Sabalenka backhand down the line. Great shot. Great shot. Sabalenka's hit some great backhands in this match. All right, deuce. It was a tactical timeout. Oh, really? Actually? Interesting. All right, deuce. As a backhand return goes to forehand to Kyrgios. Forehand from Sabalenka. Kyrgios forehand down the middle. Sabalenka backhand inside out winner. I mean, her backhand is crazy. Advantage Sabalenka for a 4-1 lead. I think that tactical timeout was more of a I need to get some air because I'm struggling. Sabalenka hits a return long. Physically, Kyrgios is looking sore. Like he looks winded. All right, deuce. As with a forehand from Kyrgios, that's a winner. Advantage Keegs. By the way, I'm really interested to hear, because chat, clearly I'm not taking this seriously. Isn't that what they all say, though? I'm not taking this seriously, but I will cry myself to sleep if Sabalenka loses. But I am interested to hear what as Kyrgios, it's a lovely backhand winner. That's one of the best shots he's hit all day. 3-2. I am interested to hear what will we get any will anyone talk about this match once it's over? Because there's been a lot of talk about this match beforehand about how how it's a lot of negativity. Fair enough, I understand where that's all coming from. But afterwards, will it just be dead silence because it's like, oh well, let's move on? Or will we get some, I don't know. I don't know what the conversation's going to be once it's over. I feel like we're going to move on from this pretty quickly. Like, it's not going to really, if anybody brings this up at the Australian Open or any time in the future, especially if Kyrgios wins, I think that will be interesting to know who hurt you, If Sabalenka wins, it'll probably be brought up as like, a fun thing that happened once. The guy streaming isn't taking it seriously because you're deflecting. She's not expected. Dude, I just told you that I'm going to cry if Sabalenka loses. I'm taking this very seriously. Nothing major, guys, for sure. Yeah, I mean, again, like I've only like heard a couple of things about like why this match is not a good thing, but it'd be interesting what the discussion is post this match, or if it would just be like, all right, that happened, let's move on. 3-2, Sabalenka's got the break, and she faults. This again, first set. The thing that let her down was that the rule that you can only hit one serve. And if she gets broken here again, that first the one serve rule is she's definitely hitting more faults. All right. As we just serving the corner, Kyrgios. Return goes to slice to Sabalenka. Sabalenka in the net. Love 30. Neymar plays tennis. Does he? Most of the players are already on the plane for Australian swing last couple of days. True. My guess is after the match, everybody will mature and respect the result. Yeah, but also I don't think Kyrgios wins. I don't think anybody is anybody going to celebrate. I mean, that kind of be weird, wouldn't it? 15:30. Sabalenka serves again. As someone who got beaten up by girls growing up because Bobby lost, I need Nick to win. That was a joke, right? Australia losing in 2 days. Are you ashamed? We won the Ashes. We went on a bender. We got shit-faced at Christmas and we rocked up hungover because we won the Ashes. Congratulations, you won one test on a shit pitch. 15:40, by the way. Congratulations to England. You won the deadest rubber in the history of Ashes cricket. We'll see you in Sydney. 30-40. But thank you. I mean, we did win, but you did win. Congrats. Are you even English? Are you English or are you just like trying to fight? If you're from England and you're trying to banter, okay. I feel like you're just trying to pick a fight. And it worked. Anyways, backhand return goes to the backhand of Sabalenka. Sabalenka gets a wide. We're back on serve. Baz ball. All right. 3-3. Every test match counts. Trust me, nobody cried a tear that we lost. We lost the Boxing Day test. Nobody cares. Kyrgios is 30. He is 30 years old. All right, we're back on serve. It's Kyrgios backhand. Into the backhand of Sabalenka. Backhand of Kyrgios. Again, the backhand of Sabalenka. Kyrgios forehand into the ground. Again, the Sabalenka backhand is a weapon. Love 30. When's the Sydney match? I think the Sydney test, I think, is it starts like on the, I think it starts at the first week of January. 15-0. As we get a return now to the back end of Kyrgios. Kyrgios in the net. 15-30. Men have nothing to lose except everything. Okay. Run!
After Billie Jean King won, my biological mother and father were killed by rabid Billie Jean King fans rioting, and this was decades before I was born.
That wasn't as funny as you probably thought it was. Thank you for the 5, but 30-all. As Kyrgios gets to 40-30. Every match counts for World Test Championships. Stop giving excuses. God, why am I giving you air? You've been timed out 27 times. Mods, I think we need a purge. All right, Kyrgios, 4-3. No, he doesn't. It would depend on his fitness in Brisbane. Wait, with Kyrgios, what was it? What about fitness? I went to my first ever cricket match in the Caribbean as a young man, and that was the last. Turned out to be a 4-day contest. Needless to say, I couldn't make it. Yeah, you only go one of the days. You don't go every day, unless you're like super into it. Nah, that's all right, Ron. Yeah, just a little, just a little much. Oh, just announced that Kyrgios got a wild card. Well, maybe it's because if he lost this match, he wouldn't get one. See, there was a lot on the line. But the thing is, will he play? Because will he play? That's the question. Who the hell is this? Margot Robbie? How many sets do they play? They only play 3 sets. If Kyrgios beats Sabalenka here, he's taking down Alcaraz all year. Okay. Yeah, he already received it, apparently. I didn't know he had... I knew we got a wild card to Brisbane, but he must have got a wild card yesterday. Are you sure? Oh, let me check. Hey, Ronaldo's there. Not Cristiano, the original Ronaldo. Yeah, I know he got a wild card, pardon me, into Brisbane. Are you sure? I don't think he got a wild card. I think he only got a wild card to Brisbane. That I can... When was this literally just announced? Hey, Peter Crouch is there too. There's that funny clip of him where he fell over. Did anyone see that? I don't think he got one to... Did he get one? He might get if he plays Brisbane. Oh, okay. So he hasn't got one. Hey, Saida, thank you for the 23 months. He hasn't received one yet. Okay. Yep. Okay, fair enough. They said he will get one if he wants it. Did they? Did Craig Tiley say that? I think I did hear someone say that. The Kyrgios has to, if he calls up, if he asks for one, he'll get one. There are still, I think, like I said, 3 wildcards available. Anyways, 15:30. Commentators are talking about it. Well, I can't hear what they're saying because I'm not listening to them. Backhand goes into the forehand to Kyrgios. Forehand from Sabalenka. Again to the forehand of Keegs. Sabalenka backhand on the stretch. Kyrgios gets the backhand into the forehand of Sabalenka. Sabalenka gets wide. 15:40. Kyrgios to get the break and serve of the match. I could see him getting one if he asks, just so the world can have eyes on the early matches tracking Keegs. Yeah, but physically, can he play? Like, he might not play Brisbane. There's a chance that, there's a possibility that he, that he might not be fit for Brisbane. He looks fine today physically. Like, he doesn't look like he's hurting today. He doesn't look injured today. He's definitely struggling physically because he's getting worked, but yeah, definitely not. He doesn't look like it doesn't look like the wrist is hurting, which has been the problem, of late. And he's moving well enough as that goes to net by Kyrgios and it's deuce. So yeah. They're not going to want to give him one that will end up getting wasted if he doesn't play. Yeah, well, that's the thing. If they give him a wild card and he withdraws, then that's wasted. And it goes, a lucky loser comes in. So, yeah, I don't think they want to. I don't think they're going to. Maybe Kyrgios doesn't want to ask for one as Kyrgios hits the tape and gets a little lucky with a shot. And everyone boos him. No, I'm just kidding. All right, advantage Kyrgios. Kaka is in the house. How is this fair? Literally change the lines. Cool. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyways, back here, return goes to 4 to Sabalenka. Sabalenka gets a long. Kyrgios breaks. He's going to serve for the match. All right. 5-3. 5-3. Everything seems well, but the question is whether his body keeps up if he makes it to the quarterfinal rounds against guys who are going to make him work. I mean, are you talking about at the Australian Open? I don't know. Kyrgios quarterfinal at the Australian Open is like, I think getting through the first rounds is like the actual like test, right? Playing best of 5, like not even just against a seeded player, but against anybody in the first rounds, right? 15 love. I think Kyrgios just hit his first ace. As we just serve now the back end of Sabalenka. Volley from Kyrgios is good. And it's 30 love. 30 love. They tried to rig this against Kyrgios and he's still coming through. Yep. $30 love. As Kyrgios hits it out. It's 30-15. Best in 5 in Melbourne might be easy, yeah. Well, we're gonna find out a lot about Kyrgios when he plays. Hopefully he plays Brisbane in the singles. I think Kyrgios will play doubles no matter what with Kokkinakis, but yeah, we'll find out because again, like it's such an unknown. As Sabalenka hits that long, it's 40-15. Such an unknown for Kyrgios. He might like. We know that 3 years ago, everybody in the top 10 was in danger against Kyrgios, pretty much, right? But now, how dangerous is he? So I've just got to see him play. It doesn't matter if he plays top 10 guys or top 20 or top 200. Like him playing in the first round of Brisbane, doesn't matter who it is. That's going to tell us a lot whether or not he's going to be whether he's going to be any factor in Melbourne. As that goes in from Sabalenka on the return. 40-30, one saved. Kyrgios getting a tactical timeout, I guess. 40-30. Sabalenka can come back and... oh my God. Some of you are wild. I'll be honest though, overall, the chat's been pretty chill. I expected it to be a lot worse. But thank you everybody for keeping it. Like most people, like most of us have been taking this lightly. So thank you. All right, 40-30. As in a forehand from Sabalenka into the back of Kyrgios. Forehand from Sabalenka. Kyrgios gets on the stretch, but it's in the net. We get the deuce. Yeah, pretty mature. And taking this as an exhibition. All right. Kyrgios so underrated. He is one of the best out there. He was. But all the injuries he's had, I don't know how effective he is anymore. We haven't seen enough of him to know. As Kyrgios hits the backhand winner, it's advantage Kyrgios. Match point number 3. He was definitely one of the best out there in 2022. Like that was such a season. But since then, we just haven't seen enough of him to know if he is. Like, if he does play a top 10 player in the second round of the Australian Open, is he a threat? Physically is the issue, right? Is he going to be physically a threat? Because we know he's got the game. As Sabalenka hits a return, Kyrgios gets it back. Sabalenka forehand to the slice of Kyrgios. Sabalenka backhand volley winner, and she screams to the crowd. That's great. Energy from Sabalenka back to deuce. 3 match points saved. All right. Sabalenka's looking real serious right now. As the return goes off the tape to the forehand of Kyrgios, back into Sabalenka. Oh, it's in the net. That was a bad miss. Advantage Kyrgios. Match point number 4. There are no match stats. Yeah, because, it doesn't really matter. Also, I don't know how you do match stats for the serving rule. Because there's no second serves. So, yeah. They're not even showing match stats on the screen, so like on the telecast, so. All right, match point number 4. Sabalenka return goes wide. Kyrgios wins. And the crowd, well, there were some of them asleep. They hug it out. And there it is. Kyrgios takes down Sabalenka. All right. And that is that. What a surprise. I got it. Like, again, this whole lead up to this match has been definitely more. There's definitely been more like. Negativity is not the word, but it's like there's definitely been more like. More conversation about why this is not a good thing. I don't think it. I don't know. It is what it is. That's where I'm at. Will we get this match ever again? Probably not. Do we need it again? Probably not. Does the result matter? Probably not. Like, all right, on to the Australian Open. All right. I just hope that Sabalenka got paid. Like, they for a high, because this is probably, love it or hate it, or who cares about, if you didn't care about it, it's probably been the most talked about exhibition match of the off season. So hopefully they got paid. At least hopefully Sabalenka got paid. There's a lot of publicity went into it. By the way, if you're leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out. She gets to keep the rope. Stephen,
Is Nick playing any tournaments in Jan?
Yeah, so he's supposed to play Brisbane, which is the first week of the year. And then he's going to be playing in, I don't think he's playing Adelaide, but yeah, he's playing in Brisbane. Dubai chipped in, big payday. Well, that's good. Good for Sabalenka, you know. Hopefully she got a big payday for participating. Over $1 million she got. Well, that's great. I would prefer a Kyrgios versus Sinner exhibition. Yeah, look. Even though it was the most talked about exhibition because of, controversial exhibition, if you want to call it, definitely there was definitely more interesting matchups they could have put together. Does this make any difference for the Australian Open? No. It doesn't really have any, but then again, most exhibitions don't have any significance, right? But then some kind of do. It would have been cool to see Kyrgios versus Alcaraz, right? Because we might not actually get that on the men's side. It would have been cool to see Sabalenka versus Swiatek, right? I would have loved to see that personally as a warm-up match, right? That would have been fun, or Sabalenka Coco, But yeah, because then at least we would have kind of got some answers to well, maybe not answers, but we would have been more relevant. I think that's the word, right? That's the biggest question I've been going through my head is is this relevant? Is this match relevant? In 2025, is this relevant? It doesn't feel like it's really that relevant. It's not a question that we've needed an answer to. And it also has nothing to do with the Australian Open, which is coming up in a month. But hey, look, Sabalenka did play Osaka in some exhibitions, and that was fun. So we got that. And Kyrgios did play some exhibitions as well against Shelton and Tommy Paul. But yeah, I would have loved to see Kyrgios take on Alcaraz. That would have been something interesting. And see Sabalenka taking on Swiatek would have been really, or Raducanu, or Anisimova, right? I mean, one of the players that she's gonna have to play in Melbourne if she wants to win. In a month? Well, it's 3 weeks. Anyways, what was the prize money? I don't think it was prize money. I think it was just appearance fee. I still think real tennis fans would not watch, but then again, I'm a fan. Yeah, look, I don't think saying that real tennis fans wouldn't watch this match. I don't think there was a reason to boycott. I mean, there's reasons to boycott it, but I don't think. Again, if you watch this match, most of us are watching this match not just kind of interested to see. Again, the questions we didn't need answered because we already things that we didn't need. It doesn't matter. And those who are in the chat who are like, "Oh, this match, Sabalenka versus a club player would have been better." No, it would have been worse. It would have been terrible. Why would some boycott? Because maybe because of the ties that it was trying to, be the 2025 version of, the 1970s match between Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. This has nothing to do with that. These are not. It's just the only thing they share is the name. Yeah, it shouldn't be associated. This is not this shouldn't be associated with those matches back then. This doesn't have anywhere near the cultural significance of that. Federer Nadal exhibition would be legendary. Yeah, can we get that? Let's get that match. I would take a Kyrgios versus Federer exhibition. Like, let's get that, right? So, look, I think this is going to be a one and done. But then again, financially, it's probably been pretty successful. So they might do it again because... But I don't think if they did it again, people would care. Like, I don't think it would be as much buzz, negative or positive around this. If they did this again. As a one and done, okay. But like if they were like, hey, we're going to do it again next year, I don't think people would care. They'd be like, we saw that already. Like, no, I don't think people would, it would not get the same attention as it did this year. I think we all know that this match was ridiculous. This was a ridiculous match. Yeah. Look, but again, on a semi-serious note, Kyrgios' fitness, Kyrgios did struggle physically out there. He was sweating. He was, having to work hard. Sabalenka made him work. And I think the big takeaway is how important serving is. If you didn't know that already. Like, serving is so important. And that definitely equalized this match with Kyrgios not being able to serve two serves. And also Sabalenka. I mean, Sabalenka had her moments there. If she had two serves, maybe... But again, I think Sabalenka, considering, even though she hit about 10 faults, she was still serving pretty normal. She wasn't serving second serves to Kyrgios. She was serving pretty good at times. Again, I don't know what the speeds of the serves were, but it just shows how, when the rally gets started, Sabalenka was in that. She was hitting some great backhands, and she hit that great forehand down the line when Kyrgios came to the net. His shirt is drenched. So, yeah. But again, I'm sure by tomorrow we'll all be like, that was interesting. When does the Australian Open start? I think it's an exhibition. It's obvious. Nobody is breaking their back to win points. I mean, look, Sabalenka played Osaka in an exhibition and she was she won. I think she won both matches, but she wasn't playing serious in those matches either. And she still won. So it's well, yeah, how hard a player is going to play in an exhibition? Again, like I said, Kyrgios sweated it out. He had to work. Sabalenka made him work for this win. But again, I don't think we're going to be getting a sequel. We need Alcaraz versus Raducanu. Do we though? Do we? Do we need Ostapenko Sinner? Do we though? Do we need why? Does it actually matter? Unpopular opinion, I think Tien will have a better year than Fonseca next year. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, we got a Sinkeraz exhibition before Australia. I think it's happening. I don't know. It's before the Australian Open. I agree. His fitness didn't look great. Yeah, that's definitely a concern. Kyrgios' fitness levels, that's going to be that was the only thing that kind of stood out to me was that shit, if he's playing best of 5 sets tennis and he's playing is he going to be able to he was sweating out there. So I don't know. That's the only concern I have out of this match is Kyrgios' fitness levels. I know he hasn't played that much tennis, but Sabalenka pushed him and he was looking pretty exhausted at times. People paid to watch this? Yep. Oh, man. Is Popper bounce back next year? I hope so. Maybe. A lot of people talking about it. Yeah, this has definitely got a lot of press, but it's because it's man versus woman. That's why. Like, that's what it is. Like, that's why it got buzz. Yeah. And we haven't seen... I mean, we have seen matches between WTA and ATP players recently. I mean, Swiatek and Hurkacz played an exhibition, I think, in 2021. Just wasn't televised. But yeah. And look, there's probably a small group out there that needed the answer. Can the number one, or can whatever Kyrgios' ranking is, can somebody who's not ranked number one on the men's side beat the best women's player right now? People needed that answer, and you got the answer. So that's good for you, I guess. But the only exhibition I like is the UTS. Yeah, but the UTS is, I don't know if that... I like that it's different. It's very different, but I don't know if... Again, I feel like those kind of get missed. The UTS kind of... it's always on. When I always get notification that it's on. It's like day 3. I'm like, oh, that was on? Like, I don't see as much advertising about it. They need to... Maybe it's just... I'm just not seeing it, but... I feel like that gets overshadowed, unfortunately. I think it's an interesting, unique event. Can Sabalenka beat... Okay. Kyrgios is also semi-retired and about to finish. Sabalenka is at the top. Yeah, but again, who cares? Like, I don't... Like, there's like 3 people in the chat bringing up like, well, if this happened, or if this, do we really need to see Sabalenka take on every single level of player? Do we really need... Does it really matter if Sabalenka can't beat Kyrgios? What does that mean? Does that matter? Equal pay. Oh, yeah, okay. That's why, because you're salty about equal pay. Okay. That's why. Now it makes sense. Now that makes sense. So now you have something to like... If Sabalenka wins the Australian Open, now you have something to hold on to. That makes sense. Anyways, 5% mad about equal pay. Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, so long ago, I already forgot about Fed. Yeah, I know, right? We need Federer to play exhibitions. I miss watching Roger. You remember the multi-surface event? I do, with Federer and Nadal on the grass and the clay. That was so crazy. I remember that happening in real time. It was crazy. That was the question of like, can Nadal beat... Can Federer... Because at the time, Federer and Nadal were obviously... One was king of grass, one was king of clay. But like... Yeah, that match was insane. You can watch those matches on YouTube. They're on the internet. It's so interesting. Feminists cry in chat. What's the opposite of a feminist? Because I feel like a lot of people that are the opposite of that are very loud. Is anybody actually crying? We need a Federer and Nadal rematch at Roland Garros. Maybe. Some of this comment section is not passing the vibe. Yeah, I know. Look, this is. And I think this is the. I think this is the biggest. The biggest issue that people had with this match was the reaction of a small group, like a small group of people that would take this result of Kyrgios won and use it as a way to be like, hey, men rule, girls drool, like that kind of shit. And like come out and like make all these like political points about like why things should be different. Yeah. But it's, you know, and it's, again, it's only like a small group of people. It's not like most of the people that watch tennis are going to be on that, you know, needed Kyrgios to win so they can, you know, talk. But it's just a small group that are very loud. And I think that's what a lot of what I was hearing, like why this match is not good for anybody, is because if that happens, then it gives a platform, it gives a reason for a certain, some people to kind of like, you know, it gives them like, it enables people to like talk shit, you know, and I get it. Like be proud about Kyrgios winning or whatever, but like, yeah. And again, it's not a lot of people. It's just a lot of loud people, you know, who are going to politicize this victory, which is so boring. Like, come on. Federer in his prime, still the cleanest, smoothest player, most player ever witnessed, effortless talent. Yeah, that's why we've got to get him back. We've got to watch him. We've got to watch him. We've got to watch Federer again. I think him and Rafa will do an exhibition soon. It's just for fun. Kyrgios is desperate, and I'm sure Sabalenka enjoyed it. Be positive. Yeah. Like I said, going into this match, I was like, do I even watch it? I don't really care. But yeah. But look, within like the next 24 hours, the tennis world moves on. We move very quickly. So, had Sabalenka won, again, would it have mattered that much? We would be hearing that Kyrgios was handicapped, and you know that he wasn't allowed to. You know, he didn't have the whole court, or he wasn't fit. You know, so you know, the result is the whole thing has not been really that relevant. You know, had Kyrgios lost, we would have heard a lot of. But I don't think people would be celebrating if Sabalenka won. It'd just be like, oh, wow, that was interesting. Next. Because, again, it doesn't mean anything for the future of tennis. Kyrgios was just having fun. He didn't even go hard. Well, that's the thing. That's you. I mean, who cares? Equal pay for people who aren't equal is unfair. Okay, well, you know, take that to I can't do anything about it. I mean, I can't change the world. So you need to like direct that to somebody who can actually make a difference. I'm just a guy who talks about tennis. If Sabalenka had won, then it would have been shown there is a format that women can compete against men, and I think more would sign up to the format in future. Maybe. But also, yeah, I don't know. It felt like most of the people in the chat were not really that interested in this match. So it was kind of like, oh, like not interested in like, weren't invested. It was like, oh, I'll watch it, but I'm not like I don't think many people were that, like, didn't care that much. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just like most people. I just hope that it's like, and look, I'm not trying to change your mind if you're someone who's going to use this as a way to, like, you know, push your political agenda. Do whatever you want, but just don't do it here. Like, if you're going to come to the Australian Open and bitch about Sabalenka getting paid equally, I don't want to hear it because I don't care. And we get that every Grand Slam, right? How could they? They don't play as much, whatever. But if you are someone who does that, please don't be here because it's really boring. It's just annoying. And what am I going to do about it? What do you want me to do? And that's the only reason why I think this match probably had a lot of criticism, was because that could be a factor that people are going to just start like using this as a reason to, And again, do what you want, but just don't do it here. Sorry, Sol. Yes, I did. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate it for a tier 3 as a tier 3 member. Thank you. Hopefully they had a good Christmas. So now, chat, that's it. And that's that. That's all. That's the last match of the year. We've got nothing else to do. Unless there's something else. Is there anything else left besides on Friday starting? Men have been treated like second-class citizens for a long time. Okay. I feel like that's you're saying that. No worries, Crease. We'll see you later. Changing the world. Tennis is the world. No, I'm just hanging out. What's our next game? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else. I think that's it, unless I've missed something. Is there any other exhibitions this week or anything? The real stuff starts Friday. Yep. United Cup. I think we start with like Sakura Osaka as well. So that's kind of interesting. I think that's one of the first matches on the first day. Will this be the last stream of the before New Year's? Yeah, I think so. Unless there's something else happening this week that I haven't heard of. But everything I wrote down, I think that's it. You're welcome, Cam. And yes, I have had a good Christmas. I went on a small vacation. It was relaxing, and I came back yesterday evening. I hope you had a good Christmas too. Hey, I did have a good Christmas. Thanks for asking. But that's good. Where'd you go? I went to Bali for 5 days. At the start, it felt like a year ago now. The start of December. What are my plans for New Year's? Look, I'm going to be face down in the toilet at 5 a.m. on New Year's morning. If I've done everything right. If I'm face down looking at last night's dinner, I've had a good night. And if I'm not, then it was obviously shit. And I'm too old for that now. No, I don't have any plans. I don't know what I'm going to do. Drink of choice for getting sloshed? I'm not getting sloshed. That was a joke. Sounds like a good plan. It sounds like a horrible plan. I'll be hungover on Friday if I go out on Wednesday. I won't be able to recover. I'll be, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to go to the city because there's too many people there. I don't know. I'll probably just do something low key. Maybe there's like a local fireworks show or something I'll go see. Maybe I won't even make it to midnight. Maybe I'll sleep. I'll pass out. I'll drink in your honor. No, I'll probably have a drink, but I'm just not going to get wild. I'm leaving for New Zealand and Australia today, and we will hopefully go to the Australian Open. Hey, that's exciting. Kyrgios will be celebrating tonight. Will he, though? Don't get knocked up. I don't plan on it. Off to bed. Take care. No worries, Chris. See you later. I can go. Yeah, DJ, you can go back to sleep. How was the match? Look, it was It was competitive. It was competitive. How does everyone feel about Naomi representing Japan? She doesn't speak Japanese or live in Japan. So? Her mum's from Japan, so she wanted obviously to honor her mum. Yeah, I mean, it's probably, I don't know. I don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, her mum's from Japan, so it's not. I mean, there's players that play for Kazakhstan that weren't born there or don't have any family connections. There's players that play for all different places. I mean, players are going from Russia to for different reasons, are going from Russia to Uzbekistan or to Austria. So I mean, like, at least there is a connection to Japan for her. Doesn't matter that she doesn't speak the language. If you're going to represent a country, make an effort to speak the language. Yeah, but does Potapova speak Austrian? I don't know. I mean, I'm not that hurt by her representing Japan. I don't take it personally. It doesn't affect my daily life that she's representing Japan yet doesn't know how to speak the language, which is probably not true. She probably does know how to speak some Japanese, but it also doesn't keep me up at night. They speak German in Austria. I know. but that's all right. Happy New Year, Deb. Thanks for hanging out. I don't think it didn't feel like it was that crazy today. There was definitely some madness, but didn't feel that crazy. But thanks, Deb. I thought it would be tougher. But thanks for all your help this year. Why are Russian and Belarusian players being treated this way? It's sport. Come on. Yeah. That's a question that is above my pay grade. Austrian is a shorter version of Australian language, obviously. Obviously. I've seen Dumb and Dumber. Cool. It's 5 a.m. But yeah, I'll tell you, I am interested to see what the what's the word? What's a good word? The reaction to this match. I was interested looking up like what people had to say about this because I thought I can see where people were coming from, criticizing this match, but I'm interested to see now that it's done, what the reaction to this is, and then after probably about 5 hours, I'll go outside and touch some grass. But yeah, I am interested to see what if anybody actually cares about the result and if it makes a difference. What impact? I'm interested in what impact the latest developments with Carlos is getting. I mean, that is the question, right? How is Carlos going to play without Juan Carlos Ferrero in his team? That is definitely a big question that I have. I think he'll be fine, but that is going to be interesting to see Alcaraz play his first professional match without Juan Carlos in his team. That will be interesting. As a standalone exhibition, I don't really care about this, but naming a battle of the sexes is a bit weird to me. I agree. I think that's probably what put a lot of people. It was a little bit on the nose, right? That they called it Battle of the Sexes when that title of the match title has such a significance in tennis. I think that definitely and look, they knew that. That's why they called it that. Because it was also called the Dubai Showdown. So it kind of had two names, but yeah, I think, they called it that because they knew they'd get a reaction. And I mean, technically it is, right? It's not like it's this is, not what, the name is what it is, but the fact that it had that name is significant for other reasons. But yeah. But they knew that, and that's probably why most people there was a lot of things said about this this contest because of the name, and having links to the past, right? Even though it doesn't, it just has the same name. Best male player versus best female player in exhibition. I would be down for that. Would you though? Would we find out anything more than what we found out today? Do we need it? Is it relevant? Or do you just want to see it for fun? Fair enough. Do coaches make that much of difference for the top players like Carlos? Yes. Some players need coaches. Yeah. Also, I don't know about specifically with Carlos, but yeah, top coaches definitely make a difference, even for top players. But not having the coach is interesting. Not having Juan Carlos, he's obviously still got to coach Alcaraz, but not having Juan Carlos there is going to be interesting, because that is a change. Even if when someone changes coaches, right? We talk about Swiatek changing coaches, right, or whatever. There's going to be such a difference of him going into the Australian Open for this year or next year. His routine is going to be different because he doesn't have that voice, So it's going to be, that's what's interesting. It's not so much that Alcaraz needs blah blah blah. It's this is the biggest disruption in his off-court career, life, right? As far as we know, right? That's a big deal. Changing the guy that you've been listening to how to play tennis for your whole career. And now you've got to listen to somebody else who's been there, but coaching changes, this is huge. That's why it's interesting. Now, does it mean that Alcaraz is going to be worse than he was last year? Probably not. I don't think Alcaraz's level is going to be terrible. But there will definitely be, early will be an adjustment for Alcaraz, and it'll be interesting to watch that adjustment. Yeah, Juan Carlos missed many tournaments this year. I think this is being a bit overblown. But the difference with that is that, yes, you're right. Alcaraz could play without Juan Carlos being there, but it wasn't the same because at the end of a match, he could call Juan Carlos, who would give him tips and advice. He could talk to Juan Carlos. Not having Juan Carlos there at all is interesting. Because even this year in Australia, Juan Carlos wasn't there. Was it this year or last year? When he had the knee surgery and Juan Carlos didn't travel. So he has played without Juan Carlos in the box, but it's about not having Juan Carlos in the team. He can't rely on Juan Carlos giving him information post-match, pre-match. That's the difference. So I get it. He wasn't there for a lot of tournaments and Alcaraz still won. But it's more just not having him there, as a guy to talk to. That's what I'm interested to see how he reacts or how he plays, and how he responds without having, because that's a big change. It's a big difference. Not having that guy to call upon when you need him, because I think a lot of people A lot of us also know that Juan Carlos was a huge difference to Alcaraz, and has been a huge difference to Alcaraz and a huge help. And without him, we'll find out if that'll make a difference. If Alcaraz is able to do it without him, I still think Juan Carlos is going to come back. Maybe not like soon, but I think at the end of the year they'll sort it out and he'll come back. Juan Carlos, he wants to coach Alcaraz. It just didn't work out with the contract or whatever, but he wants to coach Alcaraz. He knows that coaching Alcaraz is the best gig he's probably ever going to get, at least right now. Like that, Juan Carlos is he definitely didn't want to walk away, or he didn't want them to split, but obviously he didn't want to compromise what he wanted out of their partnership. But yeah, from everything that I'm reading with Juan Carlos, it feels like if they could just work out whatever it was, he's coming back. Like, it's not over. And Juan Carlos knows how good Alcaraz is going to be, and I think he will be. I mean, look, we've seen a lot of there's a lot of coaches that have come back, right? Just because they split doesn't mean they never return. I mean, we've seen, I think Djokovic got back with Marian Vida after we thought that wasn't going to happen, right? We saw Tsitsipas recently with his dad. They split up, and then they got back together, not that long after. Zverev and his dad, I think he was coached by his dad early, and then went off and got other coaches, and then then came back and went, well, this is actually what works for me best. So it's not, if it was like a horrible split, right, where they said like unforgivable things about each other in the press, then maybe, and there was, they burned the bridge, maybe they would never talk to each other again. But because they seemed to split on good terms, at least Alcaraz and Juan Carlos did, then there's definitely a path back. And I think eventually, like if Alcaraz, whatever they needed to fix, I think I would not be shocked if Juan Carlos came back in a year or two. Like, unless Juan Carlos went off to coach somebody else and started to be really successful with that player, and Alcaraz doesn't need Juan Carlos and plays well without him, and they go their separate ways and whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like Juan Carlos. It sounds like he wants to coach Alcaraz, but yeah, I think he'll come back. Be crazy not to. If Alcaraz goes, fine, we'll give you what you want. we'll do it your way. He's probably going to be like, sure, let's go. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back. Yeah, exactly. Where's my pup? She's asleep. Bummer to have missed this. On the topic, do you think a middle ground was possible? What do you mean by middle ground? Are you talking about with Alcaraz and Juan Carlos? I'm not sure. We don't know the details, nor should we know the details because it's not our business. None of our business. But, yeah. Ferreira said they included things in the contract that he didn't accept. I think whoever wrote the contract knew that as well, so he seemed to be pushed out. Yeah. Look, if I had to guesstimate, I think Juan Carlos doesn't want Alcaraz playing silly exhibitions for money. That seems like that if that was what happened, that would be totally understandable from both sides, because Alcaraz wants to keep things fun for himself and keep it interesting, and also obviously you get paid a lot in those exhibitions. But Juan Carlos, again, what he's been saying about, Alcaraz is going to could be the best player in history. In order to be the best player in history, you can't play those events. Like, Djokovic, Nadal, Federer didn't play exhibitions every off season or every whenever they needed. Like, they didn't play exhibitions. at their height, right? That seems, if I had to guess, that would be my guess, that was probably the deal breaker, one of the deal breakers. Financially, Juan Carlos said it's not a problem, and I don't think financially was a problem either. I don't think it was a financial thing, because anybody would give up finances to coach Alcaraz, especially if you believe he's going to be the greatest player of all time. Like, you wouldn't be like penny pinching a contract if you believe, especially when you're a former world number one, possible Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, Grand Slam champion, academy owning Juan Carlos Ferrero. I don't think he'll be penny pinching contracts. So the money thing, I never thought that it would be about money. I think it would, like, it makes more sense that it'd be about the schedule. You know, or that he didn't get along with people in the team. You know, there were some people in the team maybe he didn't get along with, and he maybe said, I'm not working if this guy is still here. Maybe that happened. I don't know. Again, we don't know the situation, but that could be a factor too. Maybe there was like, I butt heads with this person, so we don't work well together, and that could be a problem. But yeah, maybe it was a combination of those things. But again, we'll probably never know. But I also believe that he'll come back eventually. He said that it wasn't about the academies either. He said it wasn't about Alcaraz's academy and stuff like that. He said it wasn't about that. So, but yeah, that's that. Like, I feel like it would be, again, and there's a lot of talk about it's Alcaraz's dad, who's the one that, like, that's the reason why it didn't work. Again, we don't know the details of it, but it doesn't seem, Alcaraz's dad doesn't seem like the type to be like, to get in the way though. Yeah, it's rumor speculation, and we'll never know, and nor should we, because it's none of our business. But I'm optimistic. I think they'll get back together eventually, and because they work well together. It works. It's very rare that a coaching relationship stops at the height of their powers, right? I mean, Alcaraz played the best tennis he's ever played at the US Open, ridiculous level, finishes the world number one, and then they split. Like, that never happens. It's usually somebody's playing bad, or a coach wants to retire, right? We never see this. It never happens like this. So that's why it's probably so strange, because there was no reason for them to split on the court, right? The results weren't the reason why, But yeah. But it'll be interesting to watch Alcaraz without Juan Carlos in the team to see how he goes. Not so much when he plays the players outside the top 10, but when he plays top 10 players, or more importantly, when he's under pressure. When he gets pushed, when he's under pressure, when he has to, problem solve, or, get through those moments that Juan Carlos has been able to help him with in the past. The strategizing, the strategy to play those tough guys, like that kind of stuff. Like, that'll be really interesting. Obviously, Alcaraz is going to know a lot of that, but Juan Carlos, again, coaches don't get the credit that, a lot of coaches are watching the tapes, right? They're doing the work, and the players don't go out there and execute. So not having the guy making the plans and having a different guy making possibly different plans, that could be interesting to see how Alcaraz does. Anyways, I'm going to sleep again because it's 5 a.m. I'm glad we watched this though. I mean, I'm glad that it wasn't a total waste of time. So thank you everybody for watching. And it is the last match of the year, because I don't think anything else is happening. If there is something else happening in the next couple of days, we'll probably watch it if it's on at a reasonable time. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. We've got 4 days until the season starts properly. I think it starts on New Year's Day night for some of you. So United Cup, I think Japan versus Greece is happening. So yeah. So that'll be one of our first matches. Day 1 of the United Cup. That starts on Friday. So that'll be fun. But if I don't see you before the new year... By the way, also, people that are asking, prediction videos are coming out over the next few days. So stay tuned. We have prediction videos coming out tomorrow, the next day. So top 20 predictions, Grand Slam predictions, all of those things are coming out in the next few days. So feel free to tell me what your predictions are in the comments of those videos. But yeah, if I don't see you, Happy New Year. Have a safe New Year. Don't go crazy. We got to be back on the 2nd of January to watch tennis. So make sure you have a responsible and safe New Year. And I want to see everybody back here on the Friday to watch the first day of tennis. So and I'll be doing the same. Don't worry, I'm not going to go silly. That was just a joke. I don't leave my house anymore. By the way, thank you again for the year, for everybody who's donated throughout the year, everyone who's becoming a member throughout the year. Also, thank you all the mods who have come out and helped throughout the season. Of course, Deb as well, who's been hard at work this year. I think we've watched more matches this season than any other season, so it's been a huge year. A lot of tennis. I didn't think we'd watch more tennis than last year, but we did. We've had some amazing matches as well. French Open final was one of the all-time greats, which was so lucky to watch. Like, that's the best. Like, when I look back at how many matches we've watched, how many like over the last 7 years, we've watched so many like historic matches, and I'm so grateful for that we've got to watch like Wimbledon 2023, Wimbledon 2019, French Open this year. We watched, Rafa, versus Medi in 2022 Australian Open run. That was amazing, right? I mean, there's been so many awesome, epic times and epic matches, and that was definitely one of my highlights of the year. Djokovic winning gold, right? So, yeah. So it's been a great year. 2025 is in the books, and we're going to be back again next year, and hopefully 2026 we can go one better and watch more epic matches. And we need an epic US Open final. We haven't had an epic US Open final, it feels like, for a while. When was the last time we had an epic US Open final? Besides Medvedev beating Djokovic in that upset, it feels like the US Open, we haven't had that historic US Open final on the men's side for for a while. Maybe we will next year. On the women's side, we always get great WTA. WTA this year is carried, which has been great to watch. So many. Hopefully a lot of people have watched WTA because they jumped here and they watched one player and then they watched two players and now they watch all tennis. So yeah, that'll be fun as well. But Medvedev Nadal in 2019 was the last time, was epic. Maybe that was it. But then again, that wasn't the same as it was like a 2 sets to love lead, then 2 sets the other way. It wasn't like a 2 sets to love lead and then lost or anything like that. It was kind of like Medvedev won the next 2, but then Rafa won the fifth. But that was probably it. Yeah, that's probably the last time we had like a super, an epic match. And that was like 7 years ago. Actually, sorry, Team Zverev. How did I forget that one? Team and Zverev was the last time we had the epic. That was epic because it was not the prettiest match, but that was definitely the last epic. So it's been like 6 years. That was a long time ago. 2020 was a long time ago. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the new year. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Kyrgios wins this match. Doesn't matter. I don't know. It depends what you came into thinking when you walked into this match. Did it matter to you? That's all that that's all that matters in the end. If it matters to you, then cool. But yeah, we'll be back Friday, United Cup. I'll see you then. Happy New Year.